Gremlins roasting on an open fire. Mogwai's nipping at your nose. Though it's been said many times, many ways, Gremlins is great. Well, guys, another special Christmas episode, especially for you, our little insomniacs. Alright, so, Gremlins, 1984. Fantastic. A lot of us have seen it. I know I saw it a shit ton of times as a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even my mom would rent it because she liked it too. It was great. A little horror, a little comedy. It was fantastic. So, obviously, it takes place during Christmas. There's a nice little family, and the dad's looking for the perfect gift for his son. So, he happens to go into, I guess, Chinatown, and he finds a little antique shop with oddities and bizarre things, and what do you know? He sees the little Mogwai, and he's like, "Oh, is that for sale? I have to have it for my son." And he's like, "No, not for sale. You're not responsible enough for her." But of course, the grandson of the shop owner's like, "Don't listen to my grandpa. We need the money. Like, here, take it for whatever, how much it is." So, of course, he tells them rules: don't feed it after midnight. Don't expose him to sunlight, and don't let him get wet.
Yeah.
Yes. So. I gotta say, for an original movie, I love that they even have rules set out for this little creature, for taking care of him.
Which,
really cool.
Now as an adult, you know that's just foreshadowing, because you're like, they're going to do all that shit wrong.
It's like, okay, well, since they specifically mentioned each one of those, it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
But, it's a great film. Something I loved about it, obviously, and a lot of people love, is the fact that they had, like, puppets and animatronics. It's actual physical things. I know you found out something a little funny about.
A little crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So tell them what you discovered.
Apparently, before they decided to shell out the thousands of dollars for the animatronic Gremlins, they tried to use actual monkeys as the Gremlins. But I guess the monkeys freaked out when they had them put on like the Gremlin heads, so it was just like unshootable.
Can we get, like, a special edition Gremlins Blu-ray with the behind-the-scenes footage of
just
all the monkeys going ape shit? Yeah, like, oh my god, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I could see that posing a big problem for, like, animal rights activists, because they already have problems with, like, tigers and dogs being in movies and shit. But,
right.
Having monkeys running around with gremlin heads, yeah, that's a pretty funny sight, I'm sure, to behold.
Yeah.
But, everyone thought the Mogwai was cute, of course, but obviously, the guy gets tricked. The time is, like, wrong on his clock because one of the gremlins unplugged it. So, he feeds them, and they multiply, they take over the city, shit goes nuts, pretty much. So, something I really love, and Gary, who just watched it the other day, he agreed, the mom is such a badass in that movie. She takes gremlins, shoves them through the lamp, puts one in the microwave, and, she was awesome, a badass mom. But, it's a great Christmas story. It's really fun. I'm sure most of you have already seen it. And, of course, eventually it did get a sequel, 6 years later. But, yeah, Gremlins, I loved it so much as a kid, and especially the part where this lady, I guess she hears noises outside of her house, and she opens up. For some reason, all the Gremlins are doing Christmas caroling and all that. There's even a scene where they're in the movie theater watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So, it was really funny.
Yeah.
But despite that, there still was some creepiness to it because it was pretty violent. Especially when you're checking out like the Mugger Gremlin, trying to shoot the guy Zach Galligan and all that.
Oh yeah, I read that it was this movie and one of the Indiana Jones, I think Temple of Doom, were the thing that kind of inspired the MPAA to create the PG-13 rating, because it was just a little too much for a PG movie.
Wow, well, fuck. I could kind of see that, but that's interesting to note. Something that's funny is when I did go to Monster Mania that one time as a kid, Gremlins was playing with a special Q&A from Zach Galligan, and he seemed like a great guy. He shared a bunch of, stories. The number one question was, did you get to keep a Mogwai for yourself? He's like, he goes, no, I tried so many times to sneak it home from the set, but, they would always bust me, so
right.
He never got to keep any of the, the puppets or anything, but, stories he told were really funny. Something that's kind of interesting is, Remember the Furby craze when we grew
Oh,
up?
yeah.
Of course, because they're so fucking resembling of one another, they ended up doing a Gremlin Furby line.
Right.
And of course, I wanted one when I was a kid. I believe they even did Mogwai and Gremlins, like even the twisted ones
Right.
for the Furby line. But
Dude, those toys were the worst. My little sister had one when we were kids, and you could just
my God.
throw it in the closet and shit, and it would scare you because it'd be in the middle of the night and it'd be "Meh," just making noise and shit.
I'm not proud of this, but I had a baby Furby that was white, and one night I bludgeoned it at 3 in the morning until it broke. And there we go. And when it was like it started making cracking sounds, and his mouth was going twitching.
You're a monster!
I killed it.
You murderer.
And I actually probably felt a little bit bad too. But that fucker was just unholy, man. That shit was possessed.
Dude, they were fucking devil creatures.
Dude, there has to be some conspiracy behind that shit, right?
You could probably take the batteries
China's
out of
trying to
those
spy on
fuckers.
us. Yeah.
They'd still go.
Oh my God, yeah. But so Gremlins obviously had a big impact. It's still relevant till today,
for sure.
especially because there's all that talk about Gremlins 3 coming out. But Gremlins is definitely a fun movie to watch around Christmas. It has horror flavor to it, and most people, even if you're not a horror fan, most people like it.
Yeah.
Gremlins is awesome, and Mogwai, he's definitely the cutest.
Oh, yeah. I remember I had a little stuffed gizmo when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I do have a Gremlins T-shirt that Walmart randomly had a few years for some reason, but I love Gremlins. Obviously most of you probably know it, so that's another suggestion for what to watch this Christmas. Maybe we'll have to revisit 2 sometime. It's been a while since I've seen the new batch.
Yeah, me too.
But I'll tell you, I'll never look at Gremlins the same way, knowing that it was supposed to be monkeys with the little heads.
Yeah,
on.
right.
That was so crazy. Any other things you can think about for Gremlins?
No, I mean, I know Gremlins was one of the first movies to develop a little childhood crush for me. Because Phoebe Cates, man, I was always had a little thing for her.
That was another big question. What was going on between Zach and her? And of course he says, I tried giving advances and she was just turning me down. Everyone's like, oh, but
That's one of those few crushes that gets justified though, because then you grow up to be a teenager and watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High and be like, okay,
wow. Well, I will have to see that movie.
Yeah.
But overall, I love Gremlins. I love part 2, which I got to revisit, but I'm excited for 3, and I'm interested to see if they keep with the Christmas theme.
Yeah.
All right, but I guess that's all I really got to say about Gremlins. So another fun Christmas horror film to watch. All right, well that's gonna wrap it up. Kurious Cyclopes
And Steve.
Thank you for watching Never Sleep Again TV.